I was so surprised when Richard Ssebamala, one of the best MPs within DP, came out to say that if he was picked as a minister in Bobi Wine's government, he would ensure that his president does not lose election. It showed me that some leaders don't understand the core values of democracy and constitutionalism. In fact, Richard Ssebamala said these statements.
Njagala Bobi Wine ampe owa minister wa defense mu government ye. Bw'amala okubumpa mu government ye tubeere mu kalulu nganze njagala Bobi Wine agwe.
Tulebe bwakulekako.
Ate ng'oli minister we.
Awakyakula aleeta.
Kubanga nze njagala mbeere minister wa Bobi Wine, njagala abatulaba aba musuubira nti banjagala mumbulire oba musuubira nti nganze minister wa Bobi Wine owa defense nsobola okukkiriza Bobi Wine okuva ku ntebe. Nja kuteekawo buli mbeera Bobi Wine okusobola okusigala ku buki wa president. Kubanga ye president wange era buli mbeera njagiza buli mpiki njagiza nnyo okulaba nti Bobi Wine asigala. Gwe wandyagadde Bobi Wine waba president omuleka agwe aveeko omulala afuuke president. Bw'oba tewandikyagadde kati kitranslating nawe okize ku sayidi y'abo abali mu buki mu buyinza bye bakola kati ate naawe okyerowooze biki by'olina okukola ng'abwagala. Si kazanyirizi, si muzannyo. Bantegerekeka amateeka kituufu wegali era ge tulina okugoberera straight. Naye nze neekubamu akafaananyi singa mbadde minisita woono ku kaseera kano nandibadde nkola ki era empiki awo nandigizanye zitya era nandibalese ne mudaalimba ebyo bye mudaalimba ne muvuma buli gwe mwagala okuvuma ne mukola buki ne president wange nayitawo ne mukola kino ne mukola kiri nga Bobi Wine ali mu ntebe. President wange gwe nawagira gwe mbadde mbagamba mu waakalulu okuva 2018 nga nze mutandika okumuvumirawo mu bantu lwakuba muli BNRM
wonzi kasebo.
So bw'okwata embeera eyo n'ogezza ku bali abali mu buyinza ofuna answer.
That is Richard Ssebamala. I've realized that very many people end up being in leadership without understanding what leadership entails. Richard Ssebamala is one of the best engineers, by the way, we have in Uganda. He may be among the top 10 lawyers, but matters of administration, and I've followed him for a long period of time, sometimes when he speaks about policy and administration and leadership, he lacks something. First of all, in very many countries which have democracy, a minister is not a public servant. In fact, a minister must not be partisan. And I'm going to explain it very well. One, do you know that ministers are not supposed to even go on a campaign trail of a candidate because you are considered not to be partisan? It is the truth. Okay? It is like being, even in some jurisdiction, a Speaker of Parliament does not come from a particular party, it comes from outside Parliament. A minister's work is to do that work within a ministry, not to do politics to ensure that either somebody loses or wins. In fact, in some governance, there is even a penalty for a minister to engage in partisan politics. So, if Richard Ssebamala speaks like that, what is the difference between him and those within the NRM government who we want to go? It shows you that some opposition members may not understand that it is so very good and eloquent, but when it comes to administration and leadership and the vision Uganda must have, he erred in this statement. So the purpose of this video, I've come to comment about the comments which were made by Richard Ssebamala, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagri. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, and I've normally heard such statements within opposition hierarchy saying that, for example, if I'm an IGP, the Inspector General of Police, I would ensure that the president does not lose. If I'm on the commander CDF, I would ensure that the president does not lose. Even Richard Ssebamala is coming out to say that if he was the Minister of Defense, he would ensure that General Museveni or his president BOBI WINE does not lose. For me, I think that is wrong. Even when, for example, I want BOBI WINE to be president, but I want, even if he becomes president, if he picks a Minister of Defense or the Inspector General of Police, for that office holder to do delegatement work, not to do partisan politics. To explain this very well, in every leadership there are two dichotomies. There is government and there is the state. Politicians make a government. For example, if BOBI WINE wins, he will pick his cabinet etc. to do his work. But there are also some institutions that remain even if government changes. Some of the state institutions are like the army, the police. They are not supposed to be partisan. Even when within government, there are some positions like being a minister not supposed to be partisan. In fact, even if you become a minister, you are supposed to serve even areas which never voted for you, and you must not be partisan. So saying that if you are Minister of Defense, you will arm twist the law to make someone win or lose, it is what we're fighting against right now, because we normally see police, we normally see the army being partisan, we normally see in parliament, for example, a person can be a member of parliament on a particular political party and at the same time is a minister. That is a conflict of interest. For example, if I'm MP from a certain area of Mark in the East, when I'm made the Minister of Defense, I may incline towards my region. In certain countries, being a minister is not supposed to be an MP. In fact, if they pick you as minister, you must relinquish your position as an MP, so that we create the separation of power. The reason as to why there must be separation of power is to avoid the conflict of interest. So, Ssebamala, in that statement you erred, is the reason as why a good engineer may not necessarily be a good politician or a good administrator. Although there are some who understand everything, that was a mistake. We are fighting against state capture because that leads to state capture, which is very long. Of course, it's my opinion. I mean, yours truly, Mr. Makinde. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.